It's hard to believe, but the fourth and final major of the season is already upon us. I'm Amanda Balionis here with Kelly Hawkins. We're making history today, people, and this is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know heading into the 97th PGA Championship at Whistling Straits.
That's right. No boys allowed today, Balionis. And it's the first time we've been back to this course since 2010, and this diabolical venue on the Wisconsin coastline will definitely be an entertaining host for the final major of the year. All right, so let's take a look inside the elite field.
All right, so this is how you get in. All former PGA champions are welcome. Members of the 2014 U.S. and European Ryder Cup teams make the cut. Top 70 in the official money list, and 14 PGA of America professionals will also be in the field. Now, one of the top dogs in the field will clearly be Mr. Jordan Spieth. He may not have won the Open, but there's still history up for grabs here. It's been 15 years since a player has won 3 majors in 1 year. The last to do it, of course, Tiger Woods. That always seems to be the common theme when we're talking about history. Now, obviously, he's dominated the majors this season, and the major question is, how will Spieth fare at the PGA Championship since he has gone home early in years past? Obviously, this is a different venue, and he's a very different Jordan Spieth this year, so we'll have to wait and see what he's able to do this week. Take a look at this grouping for Thursday and Friday. Really couldn't ask for anything better. Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, and Zach Johnson. They will be teeing off on Thursday at 1:20 local time, and then on Friday at 8:05 a.m. Central Time as well. Now, we'll get to Rory McIlroy a little bit later, but you cannot ignore Zach Johnson. Of course, he won at the Open at St. Andrews, and let's see what the freshly crowned Open champ has to say about this week's pairing.
I figured I'd play with Jordan just because they usually put the major champions together at the PGA Championship, but I guess it seems logical to put Rory in there if he's going to play because he's the defending. So it'll be a fun week.
But it's the third member of that group who is probably the most talked about player heading into the week. Talking about our defending champion, Rory McIlroy, who in a thrilling finish last year, McIlroy won at Valhalla fighting against darkness to win his second major of the year. Already has 2 PGA championships on his resume, but in his first start back since injuring his ankle, the question is, will he be in full form?
Now, of course, McIlroy and Spieth are the big stories, but no one has been talked about more when you reference Whistling Straits than Mr. Dustin Johnson. In 2010, he famously grounded his club in a bunker that he thought was just a sandy area on the 72nd hole, and that penalty ended up costing him the eventual playoff. Now, the good news is that that bunker is not in play this week, but you know what the bad news is?
Tell me, Balionis.
There's still 1,000 bunkers on this track.
Yeah, so if he can shake off those bad vibes, not make similar mistakes from 5 years ago, and let's be honest, no one can bounce back better than DJ. He is certainly a guy to put in your front runner category.
Absolutely. Now, DJ certainly has a solid record at the final major of the year, with 3 of his 5 finishes settling in the top 10. And of course, don't forget how close he was at St. Andrews until a very lackluster Sunday. Dustin Johnson will be teeing it up with fellow big hitter Jason Day and Ricky Fowler on Thursday morning at 8:05 a.m. Central Time on the 10th tee. And another great group to watch, of course, Tiger Woods. He'll be teeing it up with Martin Kaymer and Keegan Bradley at 8:15 a.m. Of course, there are a ton of great groups to watch. It's the final major of the year. There are big names everywhere. So, Hawkins, this is where I ask you, what big name are you picking to win this week?
I'm going to go with someone we have not even mentioned yet. I'm going to go Bubba Watson.
Nice. Why?
Because, I mean, obviously had a great showing at Whistling Straits back in 2010, lost in a playoff to Martin Kaymer, but then also had a second-place finish this week at the Bridgestone. Seems to be in good shape. I think he's going to take home his first PGA Championship this week.
His game is certainly in form. It's unfortunate he's not going to win, though, because my pick, Justin Rose, is going to. He should have won last week if he just would have gotten the putter going on Sunday. I think he's going to have that figured out heading into Whistling Straits. Already has a U.S. Open under his belt. I think he claims his second major of his career this week. So check out where you can watch wall-to-wall coverage of the PGA Championship. It's on TNT and CBS this week. Thursday, you can tune in starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on TNT all the way until 8. Friday, it's the same deal. And then on Saturday, we will kick off coverage at 11 a.m. Eastern Time until 2 on TNT. Switch it over to CBS beginning at 2 all the way to 7. And then, of course, on Sunday, 11 a.m. all the way until the final putt drops. Enjoy the PGA Championship.